everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Joelle and I resell on the apps Instagram and Poshmark. And today I have a what sold video for my sales on Poshmark. So like a lot of other resellers this season, my sales in December have been really slow, but I want to let you all know what is selling for me around this holiday season, and hopefully it can let you all know what types of stuff you should be listing right now on Poshmark. I have my notes with each individual item where I will go over the overall costs that the buyer paid versus what I actually earned after those fees and cost of goods. And like I mentioned, this has been a very slow month for me. So it hasn't been the most successful with my overall earnings, but I have made some really good sales. So we are just gonna get right into it with my first sale of December, which was a vintage South Padre Island pullover. This was originally bought for me to post on my Instagram page, but I ended up just really getting antsy and wanting to post it on Poshmark. The buyer offered me $25 and I immediately accepted, and after fees and cost of goods, I earned a total of $17.02. My next sale of December was a pair of men's True Religion jeans. These sold for an offer that I sent out for $35. And after those fees and cost of goods, I earned a total of $24.86. So these jeans came from my ThredUp DIY denim rescue box. This was one of my first videos I posted and one of my first ThredUp boxes that I ever opened up. I have pushed off listing so much of that denim on Poshmark. I think I only have like 5 pairs listed, and so far I have sold these jeans and another pair. So with those 2 sales and then selling about 15 pairs to Plato's Closet, I have earned well over the $66 that I spent for the box. So I would definitely say that it is worth it. Next up was one of my better sales. It was a pair of Doc Martens that I sold on a $75 counter offer. I had these listed for $110, which was on the higher side for sure. When I looked up these shoes on different platforms like eBay or Mercari, they were listed for around the $80 or $90 mark, but I figured that I would send out some really good offers to people and end up selling them for about $70 or $80. So the buyer offered me $60, I counter offered $80, and then she counter offered $75. So we went back and forth a little bit, but I was definitely willing to sell them for $75. I found these for $10 at one of my local thrift stores, so after those fees and cost of goods, I earned a total of $50 even. This next sale was definitely one of my worst sales of the month. It was a pair of Sperry wedges that I had gotten from my first ever ThredUp rescue box. I had these listed for $40. They were also on Facebook Marketplace, which I don't make a lot of sales on there, but I figured it wouldn't hurt to put them there. I was sending out offers for $20. I think some previous likers, I had sent out offers for $15. These shoes just wouldn't sell, and they were definitely used and not a super hot commodity, and so I was really just ready to get them out of my closet, but they weren't in the best condition where I could take them to Plato's Closet. So I sent out another offer to a new liker in hopes that they would accept, and they did. The buyer paid $16, and after fees and that ThredUp cost of goods of $5.34, I earned a total of $5.96. I don't know about other resellers, but I do not like redonating my shoes that I get from ThredUp rescue boxes that aren't gonna sell for as much. For me, it is kind of a pride thing. If I am able to get an extra $5, then I consider that a win. And also as a reseller, if you think that these shoes are not so desirable, then redonating them will probably result in the same attitude from other shoppers. I truly believe that there's a buyer out there for every single item. I'd rather take my chances and post it on Poshmark rather than risk those shoes being thrown into a landfill with thousands of other pairs of shoes. My next sale was a pretty good one. It was this floral Betsey Johnson dress. I purchased this dress at the Plato's Closet clearance sale. They have 90% off their clearance items, so I spent a total of $1.20. I had never sold Betsey Johnson clothes before, so I wasn't really sure how quick it would move or how much it would sell for. But it was a unique enough piece, and I kind of used the keywords of wedding guest or Easter or graduation with the upcoming spring season, and it was just a beautiful piece, so I couldn't pass it up. But I did discover after I purchased it, when I was listing the item on Poshmark, that there was this weird like stain on the bottom. I think that it had been a drink spilled on it. You couldn't see it from afar, but you could definitely feel it on the dress. So obviously I disclosed that and I factored that in with the price. So I ended up selling this dress for $34. And after the cost of goods and fees, I earned a total of $24.50. My next sale was a Made by Anthropology dress. It was this beautiful kind of paisley boho print. I had this listed for $60 and the buyer offered me $44. So I thought that that was way more than a reasonable price. And I only spent $5.99 on this dress. So after those fees and cost of goods, I earned a total of $29.21. Next up was another ThredUp shoe rescue box find. It was a pair of J.Crew chunky heel sandals. I can't remember the exact number, but I did have these listed for pretty high, but comps for this style were anywhere between $15 and $35. So obviously I was hoping for some guest buyer to come in and purchase it at my full asking price, but that did not happen. Instead, a buyer offered me $35 and I did not hesitate to accept that. I have a video where I calculated my earnings from my first 2 ThredUp shoe rescue boxes. It's somewhere out there in my ThredUp playlist if you want to check it out. But I earned well over the $80 cost for both of those boxes. After I earned those $80, I'm just willing to sell my shoes at more of a discounted price. So after that $35 sale, I earned a total of $22.66. My next sale was a huge success for me. It was a pair of Lucky Brand. That's my dog barking if you can't tell. He thinks he's saving my life every time a delivery vehicle drives by, so I'm just gonna keep letting him do his thing. As I was saying, I sold a pair of Lucky Brand bootcut jeans. These were originally in my closet, but the store that they were purchased from did not have their dressing rooms open, and so I took a risk and they ended up being way too small. But these jeans sold for $75. Now they were new with tags, so obviously they were a little more desirable for more buyers, and they retailed for, I think, $129, but I had them listed for $90, which was probably way too high. But I sent an offer for $75 and the liker accepted it almost immediately. This was just a shocking sale for me because comps on Lucky Brand jeans are all over the place, and these are a pair of jeans that you could probably get at a Marshalls or TJ Maxx. And so personally, I wouldn't spend that much money on a pair of Lucky Brand jeans, but this buyer felt different. I was also lucky enough to have my mom treat me to the pair of jeans, so my cost of goods were $0, and I earned a total of $52.10. So those jeans definitely went towards my Christmas gift purchasing, especially for my sweet mom. My next sale was a little Coach card carrier or mini wallet, whatever you want to call it. This was an item that my sister gave to me to sell. She has had this for so many years. It probably hadn't been used for 5 or 6 years. And Coach comps, especially for smaller items like this, can be all over the place. So I listed this for $30. And honestly, I was hoping to get maybe $8 to $10 for it. But this sold to an offer that I sent to a liker. They bought it for $24 and I ended up earning a total of $17.70. All right, guys, we have 2 more sales left. So this next sale came from my most recent ThredUp shoe rescue box, which I do have linked below. I sold a pair of black low top Converse for $40. I'm not even sure how much these retail for. I kind of lose track of all the Converse, but I had them listed for $50 and the buyer offered me $40 for them, so I did not hesitate to accept that. I was very excited to get these in my ThredUp box because Converse is always a bolo brand. If you could find the shoes for cheap enough, I would spend probably up to $7 on a pair that's in decent condition. They are just such a reliable brand and a very well-known brand. And so it's something that when you post, you know that they're gonna sell eventually. So I had a good feeling that these would kind of set the foundation for this ThredUp shoe rescue box that I had, and it ended up being an awesome sale. So after those fees and cost of goods, I earned a total of $26.66. The final sale that I'm going to go over was this home decor item. It was just this little basket storage bin. This I actually got as a high school graduation gift. It was just something that I hadn't used for so long and it was just taking up too much space in my room. And because it was so easy to photograph, I figured that I would just list it and see what happens. It had gotten no likes, no traffic whatsoever. I had the item listed for $30. And when somebody finally liked it, I sent them a $24 offer and they counter offered with $12. So because my cost of goods were zero and it was just an item that I wanted out of my house, I accepted that offer immediately. So after the zero cost of goods and the Poshmark fee, I earned a total of $9.05. So that is it for my sales that I've had so far in December. I am posting this a few days before Christmas, so the month isn't over yet. I'm hoping that I can get a few more sales during the holidays, but I've noticed with a lot of resellers that this month has been very slow, and so as a part-time reseller, I'm definitely happy with the sales that I've gotten. Even though overall I haven't gotten a huge number of sales, all of my sales have been decent. I'll probably hold an unofficial sale in my Poshmark closet once New Year's rolls around and see if I could clear out a little more of my closet. And then once the new year rolls around, I will be getting a lot of new items listed. So now that we're at the end, it's time for all of my shameless plugs. First of all, I hope that you all consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I make a lot of reseller content like this, and I definitely want to do more what's sold videos because I think that it helps out if you are looking for what types of trends or what types of categories are selling during this time of year. Poshmark has its ups and downs, and it's definitely seasonal. So I will continue making more of this content and obviously my usual thrift hauls or tips and tricks for selling on Poshmark and my favorite ThredUp unboxings. I also have an Instagram thrift page. It is also called Closet by Joelle, and I have it linked below in all of my videos. On there, I post a lot more unique and vintage items that might not be very searchable on Poshmark. And those pieces are just a little bit more one of a kind, I'd say, that you're not gonna find again. So if you all want to check out that Instagram thrift shop, I definitely appreciate it. You don't even have to buy anything from me. Just a follow or a couple of likes would be very supportive for my little page. And as always, if you have any feedback for my videos or any ideas of videos that you would like to see, any type of content that you'd like to see more of, I always appreciate that feedback or advice. And now we are at the end of the video. So I appreciate all of you for watching, and I will see you all for the next one.